My name is Caleb Osorio, and this is my presentation for the Milestone 2 personal project. So first, I'm going to be turning on my front end and then my back end. So here we have my back end, and for my back end, I use React. We're just going to do npm start to start the server, the front end server. And then for my back end, I did use Flask. So I'm going to be running my Python script and my backend is running on. So now it's running. And then if we click refresh, it should be showing up all the details. Alrighty, so moving on. Obviously, we're on the home page, which is the landing screen or the landing page. So as far as features go, I implemented 3 of the features required for the landing page. So the first feature that I implemented was, as a user, I want to view the top 5 rented films of all time. So here we have the top 5 rented films of all time, and we have the name, and then under it we have the rental count. It goes from left to right. And then for the second feature that I implemented, as a user, I want to be able to click on any of the top 5 films and view its details. So if I click on this, it'll show me the name of the movie, the rating of the movie, the year it was made, and then the category. And then we have the description under that. We have if the movie has any special features, and then under that I also included any actors that are part of the movie. So then these work for all these. There. And if you caught that loading, the loading will show until we get it from the back end, until it's retrieved. And then for the third feature that I implemented as a user, I want to be able to view the top 5 actors that are part of the films I have in the store. So these are the top 5 actors based on like the rental count of the movies that are in the store, or the movie count that are in the store. So we have Gina DeGeneres, Mary Keetle, Walter Thorne, Matthew Carey, and then Sandra Kilmer. And moving on to the films page, we have a search bar up here, and then we can select what we want to search by. So for this page, I implemented 2 out of the 3 features. So the first feature, or the fourth feature that I implemented, was as a user I want to be able to search a film by its name of the film, by the name of an actor, or the genre of the film. So searching by the title, we can do A, right? So we have Academy, we have Ace, Adaption, we have all the movies that start with A. Scroll down, all these movies start with A, right? Let's do AL maybe. Yeah, AL has a bunch, and then obviously you can search whatever movie if you want. Like, okay, so now there's 4 movies that have ALA at the beginning. Alright. The next one, you want to be able to search by the name of the actor. So you can search by the name of the actor. So let's start with J. So all of these movies have actors that have the letter J in the name, either in the first name or the last name. So for here, for instance, let's see, the letter J. So Johnny starts with J. Julianne starts with J. Julianne starts with J, and so forth, right? So then we can also search up John, right? So then this movie has Johnny Cage as one of its actors. This one has John Savari. So then if we wanted just the names of people that have Johnny, right? So Johnny Cage, Johnny Lolbergad, right? And then search up by Johnny Cage. Now we just have all the movies with Johnny Cage. So this movie has Johnny Cage right here. So for this feature specifically, there was the edge case that I thought about was the fact that because you're just searching up by the actor name, if you search just by, if you did in the query, when I first did it, I was concatenating the first and last name, and then I was comparing that using a like to compare it to whatever the user inputted. But then I realized that that wouldn't work because then it would have to match perfectly. Like, so if you wanted to search up just by the last name, so if you only know the name, right? So I only know the last name Cage, right? I don't remember the actor's first name. It'll pop up all the movies. It would query for all the movies where the first name was Cage, or the first letters were CAGE in the name. So the way I fixed this was I added that it would check for the full name, it would check for the first name, and it would check for the last name. So now you can search up by last name to Cage, right? Cage. Okay, this one isn't even Johnny Cage. This one's Zero Cage. This one's Johnny Cage, right? So you can search up by last name, and then obviously if you want to be more specific, you can just search up by the full name, right? So Johnny Cage, and so forth. Alrighty, and then for the third one, we have genre. So, we have genre like horror, right? So this is a horror movie right here. This is a horror movie. This is a horror movie. This is a horror movie, and this is a horror movie. And then, so I think there's action maybe. Yeah, action movies. All these are action movies, And then animation. Search up any animation movies. Animation. Right? So that's that feature. And then moving on to the fifth feature that I implemented, or the second feature that I implemented in the films page. As a user, I want to be able to view the details of the film. So as you see me do throughout this demonstration, you can click on any of these cards and it'll load with all of the movie's information. Name of the movie, the year it was released, the rating, the genre, the description, any special featurettes, and all of the actors that are in the movie. And then moving on to the customer page. So on the customer page, I implemented 3 of the required features. And so then for the 6th feature that I implemented was, as a user, I want to be able to view a list of all customers, preferably using pagination. So here we have a list of all the customers. Using pagination, you can use the next and the previous button to go between the pages. And you can just cycle through this. You can get to the end, and there's about 599, I believe. There's 599, 600. This John Doe was just me testing. And then yeah, so this is that feature. This is the 6th feature that I implemented. So for the 7th feature that I implemented, as a user, I want the ability to filter or search customers by their customer ID, first name, or last name. So up here, we have the drop-down menu. We can select by first name. So let's do CA, right? CA, there's a bunch of people with CA. What if I just wanted to look for Kathy? We have one Kathy James. And then I wanted to be able to search by the last name as well. So, we have Davidson, Davis, and then you can also search by the member ID. So, this will bring up a list of all the member IDs that start with number 2. So we got Patricia Johnson, we got all the 20s, and then I'll go all of the 200s, like all of them, because it starts with the number 2, obviously. So they'll be included in this list as well. And then, yeah, that's the search feature. And then moving on to the 8th feature that I implemented. This one, as a user, I want to be able to view customer details and see their past and present rental history. So if I just delete that, this will give me just the default, all of the users. So we can just click on one of these and it'll have the rental history. So we have Mary Smith, that's the name. We have their email, the date the account was created, and the last update. And then we have the rental history here. So it'll be the rental ID, the name of the movie, when it was rented, and then when it was returned. And then also, let me see, because there should be, let's see. A lot of these people return their movies, which is unfortunate for me in this demonstration. Okay, so yeah, look at this, like this user. They have rented Candidate Perdition. They rented it Tuesday, February 14th, 2006, and they have yet to return the film. So those are all of the features that I implemented. I was only able to implement 8 of the features. For the personal project for the milestone 2, we only had to implement the 7 features. I was able to implement 8. And then for the last milestone, I still have to implement the remaining 6 features. Yep, this was my live demonstration. Yep, thank you.